Hello everyone, I am your subject teacher of environmental science and today we are going to cover the topic of sewage management. Before coming to sewage treatment, we must know about the wastewater. Wastewater is any liquid waste from flushing the toilet, bathing, washing sinks and general cleaning goes down the drain and into pipe, which joins a larger sewer pipe under the road, and the larger pipe also joins a major pipe that leads to the treatment center. Okay guys, now we'll talk about sewage treatment. Sewage treatment is a process that removes the majority of the contaminants from wastewater or sewage and produces both a liquid effluent suitable for disposal in the natural environment and so this is the general diagram of sewage treatment plants. Guys, you can see over here the small sewage pipes from the cities collect the sewage water to the treatment center, and from the treatment center it goes to the screening. Screening is the first stage of the wastewater treatment process. Screening removes large objects like diapers, nappies, sanitary items, cotton buds, face wipes and even broken bottles, bottle tops, plastic and rags that may block or damage equipment. And special equipment is also used to remove grit that gets washed into the sewer. Now comes primary treatment, which involves the separation of organic solid matter from the wastewater. This is done by putting the wastewater into large settlement tanks for the solid to sink to the bottom of the tank. The settled solids are called sludge. At the bottom of these circular tanks, larger scrappers continuously scrape the floor of the tank and push the sludge towards the center, where it is pumped away for further treatment. The rest of the water is then moved to the secondary treatment. The water at this stage is put into large rectangular tanks. These are called aeration lanes. Air is pumped into the water to encourage bacteria to break down the tiny bites of sludge that escape the sludge scraping process. Now comes final treatment, in which the almost treated wastewater is passed through a settlement tank. Here, more sludge is formed at the bottom of the tank from the settling of the bacteria action. Again, the sludge is scrapped and collected for the treatment. The water at this stage is almost free from harmful substances and chemicals. The water is allowed to flow over a wall, where it is filtered through a bed of sand to remove any additional particles. After discussing the sewage treatment process, now we come to the methods of sewage treatment. There are many methods of sewage treatment, but we will discuss the few. Every community should have a way of disposing of sewage so that people, animals and flies cannot touch it. This is called a sewage system. And there are different types of sewage system which can be described as on-site system and sewage or effluent systems. A sewage or wastewater system disposes of the effluent from a community at a central place, usually called a sewage lagoon or effluent pond. The sewage can be treated in a septic tank at each building, just before the lagoon, in a large septic tank or a macerator system, or in the lagoon itself. So here comes the first method, that is on-site disposal system. An on-site system is one which treats the sewage in a septic tank so that most of the sewage becomes effluent and is disposed of in an area close to the house or buildings. For an example of an on-site disposal system consists of a septic tank and leach drains. You can see all the liquid waste from the toilet, bathroom, laundry and sink goes into pipes which carry it to a septic tank The effluent from the tank is then disposed of through effluent disposal drains, often referred to as leach or French drains. Both of these methods of disposing of liquid waste are on-site disposal systems. They must be installed and maintained properly. In this system, the effluent is soaked into the surrounding soil. Some soils don't allow good soakage, such as clay or similar soils. If there are any problem with these disposal system, a local government EHO should be consulted to talk about the problem. Now comes the second method, the construction of a septic tank. A septic tank must be filled with water before it is used. The water helps start the treatment of the sewage by the bacteria. The sewage treatment by the bacteria turns the waste matter into effluent and a solid substance called sludge. The effluent gets carried to the leach drain, French drain, or lagoon. The material in the septic tank gets covered by a hard crust known as scum blanket. This blanket acts as an air seal, keeping air away from the sewage. The lack of air helps in the breakdown of the sewage by the bacteria. The sludge gathers at the bottom of the tanks. Eventually, there will be too much sludge in the tank and it must be pumped out and the sludge disposed of correctly. By having two tanks or a rectangular tank divided into two sections, most of the sludge stays in the first tank or section. In the second tank or section, the sewage undergoes further treatment to remove solid matter. The effluent is then piped to the effluent disposal system, such as the lagoon. The septic tank will need to be checked if there are signs that it is not working properly. Some signs that a septic tank is not working properly are the sewage in the toilet or the liquid waste from other fixtures flows away very slowly. Liquid waste overflows from the disconnected trap. Wet areas are seen at the top of the septic tank. There is a strong unpleasant smell near the septic tank. The grass around the tank is very green and growing well. In the case of on-site disposal system, it is important to remember that some of these signs may indicate problems with the leach or French drain. Therefore, these drains will need to be checked at the same time as the septic tanks are checked. If the septic tank and the leach or French drain need to be pumped out, both should be done at the same time. Now comes the third method, that is sewage lagoons. A sewage lagoon is a large pond into which the sewage or effluent from the sewage system flows. Sewage lagoons are also called effluent ponds. The sewage and effluent are broken down by germs into the lagoon. The sun and wind play an important role in the working of the lagoon. They provide light, warmth, and oxygen to the water. This is necessary for the growth of the bacteria in the water. Now we will discuss the importance of sewage treatment. They treat the water that goes down our drains before discharging it back into the environment, and it covers wastewater from its unusable state into an effluent that can be either returned to the water cycle with minimum environmental issues or reused for another purpose. It is a treatment that is given more and more governments and are finally realizing that they need to take actionable steps to improve their wastewater treatment process.